All right, let's get this ball on the road. Take a little bit of medicine before I get on this road, actually. Just in case. Give me 1 second, y'all. And you can see my big screen TV that I don't bother to watch. I don't even know why I bought a TV. Well, 3 TVs. I don't even watch TV. Shout out to Dennis Kimbrough, who mentioned the larger impact will probably be having a house full of books is a person who is probably going to be wealthy. All right. Get the show on the road. Well, I don't need a haircut. I just trimmed my beard a little bit and I look mad younger. Right? What's good? You gonna like this article? I'm just gearing up. I'm about to run down to my car so I can do my article. But I'm glad you're here. You gonna love this one. So stick with me, bro. Salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker. And I've returned today to wipe and tap on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution live article. I used to do these articles as pre-records, and while they're valuable, I found that two things are probably good for me doing these live. One, you as the watcher get to hear, see, and feel my emotions in live time. And it's a little bit better than when I just read the article and, give me 1 second, I'm gonna put my keys away. When I just read the article and, I give you guys the screenshot of the article because you don't get to get all of the passion. And in those situations, if I was consuming it, unless you're doing it to me live time, I don't want to hear your thoughts. I just want to I want you to read the article. Whereas if you're doing it live time, then I'm willing to hear your thoughts as you read the article. So in my assholedom, I guess you could say I did that. Kurt Zia, my cat is a wanted criminal in every state in the USA. Well, most cats are wanted criminals. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker. And I'm returning it to Weapon Tap on another ADH Wealth Solution. Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new. Or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional. The links are in the description of this video. So, as we proceed to give you what you need, as you see here, it says, like a bad neighbor, State Farm should care. So, if you do or don't know, as you guys, well, most of my followers, maybe the new folks don't know, I'm involved in the world of insurance and financial services. So, insurance, retirement, and investments. I speak insurance to most people and they say, well, why don't you talk investments? Because most people cannot afford investments. If you don't have access to $1,000 in the event of an emergency, the word invest should not be in your lexicon because you don't have the risk tolerance or time horizon to do so. Assalamu alaikum. He says, you're released from prison? Marriage, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. Man of the Hill, what's going on? Bronze Flat Power, what's going on? Yeah, and mods, relax. I might get a lot of trolls in the chat. Don't worry about it as long as they're not too egregious. If it's something that's really offensive to you, we can definitely do so. But for the most part, you can let the trolls in here. All it does is make us a little bit bigger. What's up, fellas? So let's see. He says, Jake from State Farm, what's up, Bespoke God? What's going on, brother? So yeah, what happened is there's an actual article, because as me being an insurance professional, one of the things I'll tell you often, and this is actually, like I said, to be alive is to be a contradiction. To be human is to be a contradiction. Oh yeah, I parked down here. That's right. I was like, wow, that looks a lot like my Benz, but it is my Benz. I have a hole in my brain. The art of will. What's good? So this is actually perfect. So again, you a 4Q Nika. I don't know what that is, man of the hill. So State Farm is actually probably one of the car insurance companies that most even life insurance agents will tell you that you can get life insurance from. Why State Farm versus other car insurance companies when it comes to life insurance? Well, State Farm is really, 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 really big when it comes to the world of life insurance. They are a humongous company. And what they're a big player in life insurance. So much so that they could be a life insurance company. That's how much life insurance State Farm sells, right? And you'll hear a lot of licensed insurance guys like myself. Now, I'm not just licensed in life insurance. I'm life insurance, health insurance, and property and casualty. So I am able to do car insurance, right? Car insurance, homeowner, property and casualty. So that's stuff insurance, right? But here's the thing. Most financial guys will tell you not to put your life insurance in a hi, I'm India. You from, brother? I'm in America, Basha, but definitely India. You guys are huge right now on life insurance. I see a lot of commercials from MetLife is big in India, and Prudential is big in India as far as life insurance companies. Life insurance in the country of India, oh, you Americans, y'all don't know. Indians, when it comes to this life insurance stuff, you black Americans, and I'm not being racist here, but I want to give credit where it's due, right? And when I've looked at the Indians from that country or that region of the world, and it comes to life insurance, they are not playing any games. They are sending lakhs, LAHKS. I think that's their monetary denomination. But they are definitely getting the money. Yes, I'm talking about life insurance in India. Life insurance is all over the world, brother. It's not just in America, right? Nah, you don't want to. This is bad influence. Don't come here for this nonsense. Come here for the insurance stuff. Um, but the reason I'm here talking about the insurance stuff is because, again, State Farm is one of those companies that most insurance agents, even though we speak against getting your life insurance from a car insurance company, if you're going to get your life insurance from a car insurance company, State Farm would be that company to do so. Now, just as a caveat, I used to work at State Farm. I also, he says, shit, I got my grinder and bone right in front of me. Here we go. I'm about to roll it up right now, Brody. Right? So, we do blunts and books, or blunts and articles around here. So, State Farm is one of the companies that, and Paige is about to burn some leaves and breathe too. So don't worry, we all burning leaves and breathing, right? But State Farm is one of those companies that, I can't deny them. They are good when it comes to their life insurance. They have good products when it comes to their life insurance. Unlike a lot of car insurance companies, right? Or even like when you go to these independent guys who sell like Progressive, or, your local car insurance, the General, Progressive, Geico, and, they offer life insurance. They're probably offering you some cut rate life insurance because they have certain contractual obligations they have to adhere to. Right? But when what cigar is that? This is a Bluntville. When you're looking at, like I said, I used to work for a State Farm agent out here in Connecticut, right? Now, so you would be like, well, that's his bias. Well, not exactly, because red was not my favorite color when I was coming up. I was a blue guy. And I also didn't just work for a State Farm agent. I owned an Allstate agency. So Allstate, you're in good hands, no longer sells life insurance. So you can't even get your life insurance from them, right? Mm-hmm. She says, I have to sell this. Why do I have to insure my house for $320,000 when my lung is only $156,000? Wow. Well, damn, that's a good question, Paige. I can't even front. But the reason I'm doing this article today is because State Farm, again, really good company, right? And we normally, I'm one who, I'll speak out against certain companies. I don't have a problem with that, right? But State Farm is not a company that I would speak out against because I think that they were a good company, in my opinion. Did I work for them? Yes. I did work for an agent, but that doesn't mean I worked for State Farm. I worked for the agent who owned the State Farm, just like when the people who worked for me at my Allstate, they didn't work for Allstate, they worked for me who owned the Allstate, right? So, let's get into this article. Now that I had y'all here for 15 minutes. I guess I can turn the car off. Roll down some, roll up this window really quick. Right? But I want to get into this article because there's a big thing that, and this is why I said, like a bad neighbor, State Farm should care. And yeah, to the person who has their bong and stuff, yeah, most people don't like the fact that I roll up and smoke, right? Oh, you're not professional, but I'm like, bro, if you know how many people on Wall Street got a line of cocaine up their nose in the middle of talking to you, you wouldn't be worried about a dude with a blunt. How coked up half of these people on Wall Street are. So, the reason I'm doing this, however, assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh aki. And no, I'm not religious, but I do greet people with salams. It's an energy thing. So, State Farm pays $65 million to settle a life insurance overcharge lawsuit. So, they were overcharging people for life insurance. This is published June 21st, 2024, written by Charlie Schlenker. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second so I can share this article in the chat with y'all. Give me 1 second. Right? I'm going to share this article in the chat with y'all because it only makes sense. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the article. It didn't let me share my article. Y'all didn't let me copy it. Share. Copy. Here we go. Okay. And let's see, there's another question in the chat. So, State Farm is going to pay $65 million to settle a life insurance overcharge lawsuit. Now, if you know, every year life insurance companies pay out $100 billion. So $65 million is nothing in the grand scheme of things. I've been talking to your boy in Brazil behind the scenes. I won't drop his name. Yeah. Well, I actually had that conversation with him, and went up on his panel. I've actually seen you there a couple of times. I'm not going to mention his name either. Um, and there was a discussion of about 70 grand being spent on the trip. And I was explaining, hey, listen, I got a buddy in Brazil right now where you happen to be, but he's able to live there, right? And still have a domicile in the States and a bunch of other stuff numbers wise, which is why, uh, again, with this black YouTube shit, I'm blackety black, but I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, or whatever. You represent dollar signs to me. I'm a capitalist. So I don't really care about your race, religion, creed, sexual orientation. You got dollars, I want dollars. But he hopefully will link up in the near future. Right? So it says checks are going out in a $65 million settlement of a class action lawsuit against State Farm Life and Accident Insurance Company. Now, before I go even further, I'm going to drop some science on y'all about car insurance. And this is why it's difficult when you go shopping around for car insurance for yourself. Notice how it says State Farm Life and Accident Assurance Company. So, property and casualty or auto insurance companies have multiple companies under an umbrella, and they place you in a different company depending on when you apply. And based on that, you get charged differently. So if you're as a policy from 30 years ago, she's what's called grandfathered in. That might be with State Farm Fire and Casualty Corp, not Life and Accident Corp. So these companies have billions of dollars in multiple places, right? Which is why insurance is better than a bank. Why would you rather go to a bank than an insurance company? Well, think about it. You won't go to a bank that doesn't have insurance, which is why you always make sure your bank account is FDIC insured, Federal Deposit Insurance Company. I do promote it. And people in his circle aren't fans of cash value life insurance. They're also not fans of actually making money, right? There's a lot of people who aren't fans of cash value life insurance who are fans of investing. But again, most of those people don't have access to $500 in the event of an emergency, let alone $10,000, which is the actual minimum amount of investment, or $834 a month. She says, why are you smoking and talking like an advertisement? Because I'm doing a bit of both, smoking and advertising. So, attorneys had accused State Farm in federal court in Missouri of overcharging on policies. This settlement involves about 450,000 policyholders who bought universal life insurance from the Bloomington-based company between 1986 and 1993. So here's another great space to pause, because just like that particular crowd isn't a fan of cash value life insurance. All cash value life insurance isn't the same, right? They're a fan of term life insurance, quote unquote. But all term life insurance isn't the same, because all they know is level term. They don't know about annual renewable term. They don't know about decreasing term. They don't know about return to premium term. That's like me saying, my crowd, you should not be a fan of American Airlines. You should only fly Spirit Airlines. And my crowd only flies Spirit Airlines because that one guy got dragged off the plane on American Airlines, right? Or we fly United. Or to fly internationally, you can only fly, Arab Emirates. You can't fly Air France. It doesn't make any sense. There's different perks and features to each thing. That's why it exists, right? Now, universal life insurance, again, also Think about how stupid that sounds. I'm not a fan of cash value. Think about what people are saying. I'm not a fan of cash value life insurance. I'm not a fan of the value of cash. What? Think about what they're saying there. See, when you break it down, it makes no sense. Right? That's like a lot of guys who say they're going overseas to get married, but then become the passport bro, and the passport bro is not going overseas to get married. Just be honest. Hey, I'm going overseas to sow my wild oats. Okay. But you're getting pushback because you're telling us one thing, I'm going over there seeking a wife. Well, Kevin Samuel said, since you're so high value, it should only take 6 months for you to find a wife. But these guys are going over there creating incomplete families and coming back here and leaving them there on their own merits. See, I've been dealing with this shit since since 2011, when I was a stockbroker at EJ Sterling. And dudes had wives in America and whole families in Brazil. When the Miami Heat, 2013, when the Miami Heat were going to the NBA Finals, and they bet $1,000 a month on a car lease with me. Hey, listen, if the Heat lose, I'll pay $1,000 a month, any car you want, for a year. So universal life insurance, however, is a garbage product. I personally dislike universal life insurance. Universal life insurance is garbage. Now, there's also indexed universal life insurance, which is not garbage. You see how labeling things a certain way is really weird? That's why a lot of, let's use the black men in the red pill spaces, get labeled a hate group, because it gets wantonly pushed that, oh, you're just saying you hate women or you hate black women. And that's not true, because there are other men, like white men, Asian men, Hispanic men, who dislike Western women. Black, white, Asian, whatever you are, you're here in the West and you're acting a certain way that men are not happy with. But the general public, I'm not a fan of those red pill guys, because all they do is hate women and have mommy issues and little dicks. Well, that's not true. Are there some who are probably the complete embodiment of that? Yes. Is that the majority? Probably not. So, universal life is a product. It's an old product, right? Universal life is traditional whole life on steroids, but indexed universal life is that on steroids, right? But the only type of universal life insurance that I am a fan of is indexed universal life insurance. Why? Because you have traditional universal life insurance that has some of the features and benefits and protections of indexed universal life insurance, but not all of them. And then you have variable universal life insurance, which is a terrible product in my opinion, because it's combining insurance with investment, and I don't think you want to do the two. You should leave your insurance as insurance and your investments as your investments, right? Here's why I tell you that. I'm licensed all across the board, right? So unlike people who be like, buy term, invest the rest, that's the only thing to do, because they want your AUM. They don't know how to sell life insurance or anything. They don't understand how it works, and they understand that the fact is you have to qualify for it, and it's more work for less pay for them. When they get assets under management, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You just like, yeah, I got a brokerage account, I got an investment account. And then, you go from there. But again, universal life insurance is trash. Variable universal life insurance is trash. Indexed universal life insurance is king when you're looking at universal life insurances, right? But that's my opinion, right? But as your advisor, my job is not to put you in a product that I think is just the best product overall. My job is to put you in a product that, based on my professional opinion, your situation, goals, etc., fits your situation. So universal life insurance didn't come out until 1997. These universal life insurance policies from State Farm were sold between 1986 and 1993. So what a lot of old people do is they think that Nelson Nash wrote the book because he says universal life is not to be used for infinite banking, and universal life shouldn't. Indexed universal life should, not traditional whole life. Right? But let's continue. State Farm allegedly used outdated mortality tables developed for the National Association of Insurance Commissioners by the Society of Actuaries that reflected shorter lifespans for people than is true average in the newer official tables. Yeah, so I don't know what his tax status is to even be able to do a solo 401k. You have to be a certain type of a business before you can even do that. Generally, you can't do that with just an LLC, right? I got to look at the tax returns, all that stuff. Just like with my boy, whose name we won't mention, like, it's not, when you sit down with me, it's not just, hey, boom, here's some life insurance. That's the foundation, right? But I'm sure you've had conversations with my boy, and uh, it gets deep, right? Like, we're in the process right now of purchasing a property in Panama. Notice I said we. I ain't getting no benefit. Well, I am going to get the benefit of the fact that he's still my client. But I don't do real estate, so I get no payment off of that. But what I get is the fact that he remains my client. He comes back to me, and he refers people my way, right? The most recent client he referred to me is in the entertainment industry. And now doors are opening to a whole bunch of other realms that, listen, bro, over here we're about to take off. And I salute to you, Arta Will, because my man's he be holding it down. He comes around and, you know, as a black YouTuber, right? Who is, black people are solely focused, we're obviously focused on race all the time, right? Because we always bring it up. But I appreciate the fact that I have people who aren't black who consume my content. Like, that lets me know that there's some validity to it. I don't want to sound uh, 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 bad in saying that, but when I say some validity, because most of the time when black creators only have a black audience, they're scamming their audience. And that's why they only have a black audience. Because unfortunately, black people, and this is statistically proven, have less access to, wealth and those types of opportunities. So we do less of the research because we might not know where to go to get the actual answers. Like one of my clients who's a multimillionaire is having an issue getting something done. And he asked me, and I said, listen, quite frankly, bro, I've seen your tax returns. You're in a financial situation that I one day want to be in. And yes, I work in finance, but it's 100% commission. So I eat what I kill. So it's not like I get this great salary. I only make money if I make a sale. Right? But I explained, hey, you're in a position to meet with these high power, people. And he said, unfortunately, these circles are very hush hush. I'm a black entertainer. These circles are very hush hush. But you are a black financial professional. So you can cross lines a lot easier than I can. Because you're dealing with something that doesn't deal with race lines. Money don't care. But I was like, oh, okay. So I'm working on getting that done for him. At any rate. So mortality tables are how they estimate how long we assume someone is going to live. Yeah, we're working on that. So there's a lot of stuff we're working on, bro. I'll put it to you like this. Uh So his first investment with me was what? 120 grand. The next was 500. And then there's about 3 or 4 more others. And this is just with my boy. Right? I don't want to give too much of his numbers and stuff, but with that, the people that he's introduced me to have numbers substantially higher than that. And I'm not shitting on my boy. I'm just saying that there's so many levels to this shit, right? So he we're doing some things, bro. So just um again, that depends. Art, but I understand. Um, but so those mortality rates are how the insurance company estimates, okay, that's how they come up with your premium. That's why when you apply, they need certain information, right? They need to know your family health history, your health history, any medications you're on, the doctor, the last time you seen them, 6 years, your health history, your driving record, your credit history. Because what they're looking for is, okay, these patterns are likely with this X amount of time till you die. So if you're 80 years old, automatically your premium is going to be substantially higher than a lot of other people, because at 80 you're just naturally closer to death, because most people don't live that long, right? Now, if you're black, then the price goes up, because if you're 80 and black, a lot of people don't live that long. Now, if you're 80 and black and diabetic, your price is going to be higher, because a lot of people with diabetes don't live to their 80s. And a lot of people who are black with diabetes don't live to their 80s. A lot of people don't live to their 80s. Right? Now, let's say you're an 80-year-old diabetic who smokes, right? And you're overweight, right? So you see how all these things add up, which is why it's better to get insurance while you're younger. But that's why the insurance company asks you all this information. And with that information, that's how they come up with, okay, your price will be X amount of dollars per month, because in between here and there, we should be able to recoup our dollars. Because the insurance company don't make money the first couple years. What happens is I get paid as the insurance agent, because I don't work for the insurance company. I just represent them, right? So they don't pay me until I sell something. Then they have to pay for getting your medical records, talking to your doctor, having the girl come out and take your blood and urine, all that shit, right? So all of those things are things that factor into your policy premium, right? This is why it's best to get the insurance when you're young, because you're never healthier than when you're young. So, defendants' conduct has caused and continues to cause material harm to the plaintiffs and the class by wrongfully draining monies that they have accumulated in the cash values of their policies. Every unauthorized dollar taken from the plaintiffs and class's members' cash value is one last dollar that accumulates with interest and that can be used to pay future premiums, increase the death benefit, use as collateral for policy loans, or withdraw as cash, said the plaintiffs in the suit. So what they're saying is State Farm is overcharging people. Now, this is what the courts are saying. This ain't an insurance agent saying this. This is what the courts are saying State Farm is doing to their clients by overcharging them for their policies. And this is generally why you'll hear people like me say, if you're going to get life insurance, get it from a life insurance company versus a car insurance company, because car insurance companies don't make much money on car insurance or house insurance, because you're always putting in fucking claims, right? You're like, I never put in a claim in 5 years. How come How come my premium keeps raising? Because two people in your neighborhood put in 15 claims a month. Right? So the insurance is a pool or a collective of money. So unfortunately, you've got people, it's called adverse selection. It's just like the health insurance that you have at work. Right? If you work with a bunch of young, healthy people, your insurance premiums for health insurance are cheaper. This is why jobs have an incentive to have a health program, a health and wellness program. And the job has to pay some of those health insurance premiums. Do you think they want to pay more or less dollars to those health insurance premiums? When they set up health insurance for you and they taking $322 every 2 weeks out of your check for your family health plan, right? Oh shit, I didn't put my... Right? So, with you paying $322 every 2 weeks for your family health plan, don't forget that if you are amongst people who are 60 and 70, right? You got a lot of old people that work with you. Older people are more likely to use their health insurance. So they're more apt to go to the doctor, blah, 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 which brings up your premium. Now, if you work with a bunch of young people, you're more apt to have a cheaper premium because young people are less apt to be going to the doctor for a bunch of shit. Right? It just is what it is. So, again, I'm going to read that part to you again, right? Because this is what the lawsuit is claiming against State Farm. They're saying that State Farm is causing harm to their clients by taking money out of the cash value of their life insurance policies. Because what ended up happening, what it sounds like to me, is that, and this is the problem with universal life insurance, traditional universal life insurance, and IULs, if they're not properly structured. And a lot of agents don't know how to properly structure an IUL. So it ends up doing like this and falling apart. So it ends up being that the cost ends up increasing and there's not enough cash to keep the policy together. So generally the agent didn't properly structure the policy. The agent structured the policy so that they get paid more instead of you getting paid more. Here's why I structure the policy so that you get paid more. Every time I structure the policy so that you get paid more, you look at it and you put more money into it. If you put more money into it, I get paid a commission based on what you pay into the policy for the year. So, if initially I set it up so I get paid more, it feels good. Hey, I have XYZ. I have an IUL. I think I have infinite banking. And it's structured in a way that the agent gets paid better off of it. Versus if you sit down with an agent like myself who understands how the product works, and then they structure it so that you benefit and get paid more from the policy. What happens then is you look at it and you generally go, wow, can I put more money into this? And I say yes. And you put more money than originally. So again, if I get paid off of what you put in, I get paid more the more you put in. But you make that decision. Right? So what it sounds like is they've set these IULs up incorrectly, or excuse me, these aren't even IULs, pardon me. It sounds like they've set these ULs up incorrectly so that they're not properly funded. Right? So they're causing harm to the class by draining monies that have accumulated in the cash values of their policies. Right? So every unauthorized dollar that's taken from their policy's cash value is one less dollar that accumulates with interest and that can be used to pay future premiums, that can be used to increase the death benefit, that they can use as collateral for policy loans or withdraw as cash, said the plaintiffs in a lawsuit. These are all things people who have life insurance. These aren't insurance agents. These are people who have life insurance who got a lawyer. So the lawyer is saying, hey, they can do this with the life insurance. The lawyer does not sell life insurance. So I want you, if you're still here, Artwell, to tell them about the power of cash value life insurance. Because again, this is a lawsuit. And the attorneys are the ones who, yeah, it says the plaintiff said, but you don't think a bunch of motherfuckers came together, okay, we're going to sue State Farm, and then here's what we're going to say. No, they got an attorney, and then there's a class action lawsuit, and the attorneys came together just like the fucking O.J. Simpson trial. The glove don't fit, you must acquit. O.J. ain't come up with that shit. He'd have been like, I'm a run. Give me the ball. Naked Gun 33 in the third with Leslie Nielsen. Right? So, this is what the attorneys are saying. Just want you to know that. Another allegation was that State Farm improperly deducted expenses from the cash value of policies. And the plaintiffs claim State Farm violated the law by not telling the policyholders or even its own agents how it computed the cost of insurance. God damn. Yeah, so share this with them. That's fucked up, State Farm. It says another allegation was that State Farm improperly deducted expenses from the cash value of policies, and the plaintiffs claim that State Farm violated the law by not telling the policyholders or even its own agents how it how it computed the cost of insurance. So damn, that's fucked up. So the settlement. Facts, son. That's crazy, right? So, the settlement. The settlement of the case filed in federal court in Missouri also applied to related cases in Tennessee and South Carolina. We are pleased the court has granted final approval of settlement in the nationwide cost of insurance class action litigation known as Nowinski versus State Farm Life Insurance Company and the State Farm Life and Accident Assurance Company. The settlement involves 86,000 series universal life insurance policies issued by the company from 1989 to 1993. Again, indexed universal life insurance didn't come out until 1997. So, for example, I keep having this fucking older guy who used to sell insurance, who I keep telling about IULs, and he keeps saying equity index. And I'm like, bro, they're not equity. They're strictly, it's okay. But the settlement is not an admission that State Farm did anything wrong, said the company in a statement. Lawyers for the plaintiffs will get a third of the settlement amount plus expenses, or more than $22 million. The primary plaintiffs will get $25,000 plus an amount based on how much they were overcharged. The judge in the case said members of the class will get about 71% of the amount they were overpaid. That's an average of about $100, though actual amounts will vary according to an agreed on formula. So that's the article, y'all. That's fucking insane that they didn't even tell their agents this shit. Like, they was like, nah, B. Listen, I've been saying, listen, here's one thing about State Farm I'm gonna drop on y'all right now. They're still probably one of the best, I don't know, but well, they're good with term life insurance. Again, traditional universal life insurance, that's gonna happen. The policies were incorrectly structured and not properly funded. And the problem with traditional universal life insurance is it's too much like traditional whole life insurance. Right? So the uh what am I trying to say here? What the fuck? Oh, this old message. Um so this is the problem now with people who are running around talking about infinite banking. Infinite banking, infinite banking. Are you well? Are you well? Listen, slow down, bro. The IUL is an excellent product. But not everybody should be fucking around with an IUL, right? You really want to start off, rule of thumb is you want to start off with your age plus a zero, right? However old you are, add a zero, that's how much you should be paying per month. So it's better for you to start younger, right? If you're a kid, if you're a baby, right? If you got a baby, put $100 a month, right? Let that shit build up, right? But there's levels to it, right? So 0 to 10, $100 a month, right? Then again, as it goes up, your age plus a zero, right? I had a client today. Hey, listen, what's a good premium? Well, you're talking about an IUL? Yeah. You're talking about for this strategy? Yeah. Well, you make X amount of dollars, da 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 da, this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, boom. Rule of thumb is your age plus a zero. No, it's not for everyone. Again, here's the thing. It's a great product, but it's not for everyone, right? So you have to, and that's the problem with people just pushing it so hard, right? They're just like, hey, this is gonna got water with peppermint, right? So the thing about it is they're pushing a product. It's just like people who push buy term and invest the rest. It is a rich man's Roth, right? But again, like you said, well, generally I tell my clients, I tell them $1,000 a month, right? If we're really gonna play the game, right? Because when you're buying insurance, you're fucking buying more money at the end of the day, right? When you're buying securities, which aren't secure, you're buying risk. And people like risk more than they like security, right? Because if you really liked security, you would get insurance. But you like risk, so you get investments, right? Think about it. But that's behavioral finance, right? Because most people don't even know how to invest when they invest, right? What are you investing in and why? Oh, invest in these things. Invest in shit you buy. Why? Right? I bought this from Amazon, right? My tablet cover, right? But I don't know what brand this is. Some Amazon brand, Pro Case, right? But not everybody's gonna buy Pro Case. It might not be a publicly traded company. How do you get into it? Most of these things that are being pumped to you are gonna be penny stocks, right? Or on these day trades, they go up and down. But once you do 5 or more trades in a week, right, you're a pattern day trader, which means you have to follow the margin account rules, right? And people like, you can get a cash account. It used to take 2 days to settle a cash account. Now they are allowing you to settle a cash account apparently immediately, what I've seen. And what that means is people are going to start moving daily on their trading habits. But FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, is going to step in and be like, hey, you can't do that here. Which we can come up and be on the panel. Yeah, my fault. When we do them panels, those last a long time. Because you get to ask questions and stuff. Let me see if I can go live simultaneously. If I could do it from my tablet. Well, thank you. One second, I'm gonna see if I could do the stream, y'all. So it's like classroom vibes. Well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure y'all hit that like. Drop a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. Why the fuck is this daggone tablet page? It's moving slow in here. This peppermint water slap though. I took my water bottle. I put some ice cubes at the bottom. And then after that here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go live from StreamYard. And then I'm gonna share the link in here. And then I'll bring y'all up and end this live. So hold on. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. This way we will. Alright. Alright, so I just went live from my StreamYard. I'm gonna see if I can share this with y'all on my YouTube. That's the link to come up. Let me just go get the link to the live. Go. Alright, let me come back here. Go back in the comments. So this is the link if y'all want to just watch. We're gonna go over there. Alright, so this first link is the StreamYard link if you want to come up on StreamYard. That second link is the link for you to come watch the live as I continue on StreamYard. So you can watch as people come up and we engage. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. Let me see here. The link is the very first one above your last comment page. Or you want the YouTube link? Nah, the StreamYard, the top one. Hold up. Let me put it in the chat here. All right. There we go.